Hi everyone, welcome to the channel dedicated to sharing the profound insights and wisdom of Andromedan contactee Alex Collier. If you're new here, you're in for a journey that expands your mind and consciousness, bringing you closer to understanding the messages from the fifth density Andromedan extraterrestrials. For those returning, we're grateful for your continued support. Before we dive into today's enlightening content, we have a small favor to ask. If you find value in the knowledge shared in this video, please consider hitting that like button, subscribing to our channel, and clicking the bell icon so you never miss an update. Your engagement helps us amplify Alex Collier's message, allowing us to reach a larger audience with these vital messages. We'd also love to hear from you, so please engage with the comments below. Whether it's a question, your thoughts, or even just an emoji for the sake of engagement, every comment counts. We read every single comment, and your feedback is incredibly valuable to us, as it all contributes to our mission of expanding this community. So please don't hesitate to leave your thoughts below. Additionally, if you'd like to support us further, consider giving a super thanks tip by clicking the heart with the $sign. This small gesture allows us to continue bringing you more of Alex's messages, unfiltered and directly from his lifelong experiences with the Andromedans. Today's video includes a compilation of several of the many important questions Alex Collier has received over the past few years, so please sit back, relax, and enjoy today's video.
With all the turmoil of ending the cabal and arrival of new monetary systems, how will we be able to access free energy and have access to our funds given to us?
Okay. I would suggest that you take your consciousness and raise it to another elevation, maybe 30,000 feet. And what I mean by that is open up your perspective to see the much bigger picture here. Who's taking down the cabal? Who's removing the regressive extraterrestrials? Who is freeing the children? Who is ending child trafficking and everything else? Who is helping to liberate humanity? Those people, those beings have a plan. They have a structure. You don't start something like this to take us back to Neanderthal times. It's not going to happen. The plan is to remove this corrupt, enslaved structure that we've all been living with for at least 4,000 years, especially the last 150 years. Sweep it away. And the minute you remove it, you take the pieces of infrastructure that can be salvaged and you upgrade them to what is new. The technology to make this happen, my understanding is already being put into place. So that when you flip one switch off, you flip another one on. There may be a few days, could be hours, could be days. Whatever it's going to be, it's not going to be an extended amount of time. And then what happens is everybody will be brought up to speed as to what is now and what these structures are, what the technologies are about, the history of humanity, the true origin of humanity. And then a preview of future events. Who were we meant to be? How do we get there? Who are we to each other on a physical level and on a spiritual level? Because all these things are together. You cannot bring the spiritual reality of all that is, and I'm not talking religion here, of all that is, without addressing fourth and fifth dimensional consciousness. It's all together. The shift is going to be on unity of humanity. You're genuinely worrying about something that doesn't deserve any worry. What the focus should be is not on who you are, but who you are becoming. Who you are becoming. Who do you want to be? From this moment forward, who do you want to be? Knowing all these changes that are coming, who do you want to be? Who are you going to become when there's free energy? When you have wealth? Who are you going to be? Who do you want to be? What do you want to do with your time and your energy and your focus with all of this, with your new frequency, your higher consciousness? Who do you want to be? The old world's going away. There is no reason to worry about it. It's gone. It's dying in front of us, and it needs to go. It's been a trap. And as far as your dollars and all that, it's not going to go anywhere. They already know. They already know. This has been very well thought out. The implementation of it has been very well thought out. This is not by the seat of your pants. You have multiple dimensional star races, star nations, working with humans from Earth and other boots on the ground to make this transition for humanity as smooth as possible. The roughest parts of this mission is going to be us, how we react to the truth of what we don't know. That's going to be the hiccup. It's going to be us. Oh my God. How is this possible? Really? That was happening to all these children? Yes. Those are the hiccups. Those are going to be the bumps in the road. The plan's solid. It's solid. But when you realize what we're letting go of, you're going to be so grateful. You truly are. You're going to be so grateful, especially now that you know what their true intentions was the elimination of most of humanity. Why would you want to hold on to any of this? And why would you lament it going away? Bye-bye. Let it go. Embrace change. And I know a lot of people have a hard time about that because you can't control what's happening. But you can control what you think and how you feel about it. You can control that. And you can prepare yourself for the changes that are coming. I mean, it's being telegraphed everywhere. The changes that are coming, the things we're talking about, it's being telegraphed everywhere. We all wonder as we wander through life. And what we realize is that sometimes we don't understand it, but we find ourselves years down the road, the sun is still shining, You're happier than you've ever been before. You have this new incredible life, and you can't even remember what this was. Except that it's now a distant memory. None of our children were ever going to be free. They were never going to be free. None of our grandchildren were ever going to be free. They were going to be a natural resource. And that's not okay. It's not okay. And the entire system we have now, that we've had for hundreds of years, was designed to make us a resource for them. That's why it's going away. Okay? We are not only rescuing ourselves, but the universe is assisting us. Creator is assisting us in becoming free. It's our time. It's our obligation. It's our right. And as forefathers and foremothers, it's our duty to do this.
What kind of deals were cut between the Vatican and the demonic entities that they helped to physically materialize? Can you explain how this is done? Are these the chimeras created by, it's not finished yet, chimeras created by Atlantean scientists? Also, which groups of ETs assisted in this, and was the sole purpose to cause chaos, or were there other reasons? That should take another couple of hours.
I will address the first part of your question, Lauren, because he's right. That's a 35, 40-minute conversation to have. My understanding is that in contact, and the Caesars, having had contact with the underground beings, aka the reptilians and others that have been here, they learned about the spirit world, the lower spiritual realm. And the understanding was that if they could follow direction, and if they were given an assignment to eliminate someone's life, if they could eliminate someone's life through a spiritual attack, that they would be granted so many days attached to a physical body. Now, if they did that, they would be used again. There were, of course, some demonics or spirits who, after an assassination, and what I mean by that is they would attack somebody spiritually at night or physically in this realm and cause them to have a heart attack or to throw themselves off a bridge or to commit suicide, whatever the means were possible, they would be used again and they would be given favor. There were always those beings that, once they were given a physical body to possess for a short amount of time, refused to leave. So this is where your exorcism teams came into play. They did not realize, or if they did, they never said anything, that there was an agreement with a certain sect of the Vatican, probably the Jesuits, that had set this whole thing up. But nonetheless, when they would not leave, then an exorcist team would have to come in and remove that being. And literally, the entire process of an exorcism wasn't just to remove that that entity from the body, the physical body, freeing the soul that was trapped inside. But that demonic spirit would actually be sent to some other place and would not be in that lower fourth dimensional realm ever again. So it would be removed completely, and that was basically a fail-safe. I can tell you that exorcists were very, very busy, and there are several teams on every continent, and there's a waiting list, from what I understand. So the church set this up, or I should say, it started with the Caesars, and then it became when the Vatican was created, or the Catholic Church was created. Essentially, the Roman government just changed its name. That's all it did, and it became a church. So instead of a Caesar, he's now a pope. And they masqueraded it all behind several trusts, which we've talked about in the past, and there are other researchers who have talked about these things as well. And it just became dark. It literally just became dark. Whenever you associate with this type of energy, it is always a mistake to think that you can control it. Because ultimately what happens is that it integrates itself with the host. It's very, very subtle. In fact, there is a video of the Pope prior to Pope Francis walking away from the altar in the Vatican, and behind him, and this was obviously done with an infrared camera, behind him you can see the entity attached to him walking right behind him. I have seen it twice, and I am pursuing getting a copy of it so that I can share that with you, so that you yourself understand what this is all about. And the interesting thing about this being that is walking behind Pope, I think it's Pope Benedict, behind Pope Benedict, is that he has the extended cranial. It's fascinating. It's absolutely fascinating. We everything around us is alive. Everything around us contains energy, good, bad, or indifferent. And it's amazing how clueless we have been about our space and what's around us. And when we finally get to the question about hearing your own frequency, I will address that then.
Hi, Alex. Hello, Alex. Thank you so very much for all you do for humanity and Mother Earth. Recently, you mentioned that a deal was struck allowing them to remain on the planet. They have committed crimes against humanity and continued to do so after World War II within the US couched as scientific research. I don't trust them. What are your thoughts on why they are being allowed to remain on the planet, and how will they be monitored? Blessings from Marianne.
Marianne, I agree with you. I don't trust them either. I do not know the terms. This is just information that's been shared from multiple levels. I do not know the extent of, there has to be a legitimate reason, a very good reason. Maybe it has to do with their knowledge of technology, their knowledge of dealing with other extraterrestrial races. The fact of the matter is they have nowhere else to go anyway. Humanity the breakaway societies, are being forced back to Earth because of their behavior off-world, especially the breakaway societies that were corporate in nature. You have a military component, a military force, and then you have a corporate, private industry. Corporate has caused a lot of problems. They have misbehaved and they have disrespected indigenous races on other planets, which is really the cause of a lot of the problems humanity has had off-world. They have also cut deals with other races with, let's just say, very low character, that were trafficking technology, children, women as commodities. Now that's the corporate side. That's the safari side. And you're going to have to figure that out. And then there's the military side, who has been more honorable, not entirely, but more honorable than the corporate side. So there have been issues, which is why the Earth in our solar system is in a quarantine status for this reason. Because there's been behavior issues. Okay, and it's not surprising. I mean, look at who's had control of us. Look at their behavior towards us, and then you have the elites' behavior towards us, and then you have the corporate fascist structure and their behavior towards us. It's all similar, it just works its way down because there's been no accountability. There's been no accountability. And of course, we've been oblivious to most of this because of the media, which was supposed to have our back, but clearly works for the enemy. So, there are issues. And these things are all going to be coming to light. Humanity has to be shown and told what's been going on. And once we know, we know. Once we realize what's truly been going on in the structure that we have been controlled by, the genie's out of the bottle at that point. And everything will change. Everything will change. And this is where humanity grows up. This is where humanity drops its innocence and steps forward and decides and needs to declare not only its sovereignty, but leadership. But the leadership of the planet. Humanity has to do this. Now, what's interesting is that while all these events are taking place, the consciousness of humanity is increasing. The awareness of humanity is increasing. The frequency of our physical form in humanity is increasing. So the universe is supporting this move forward. Do you understand? The universe is supporting this movement of humanity. At some point, there has to be a declaration that we are unconditionally responsible for ourselves without being coerced by some other higher authority. In that case, in that moment, humanity truly becomes sovereign. We become free. And the frequency of the planet and of humanity, wherever they are, changes just like that. It will change permanently in that moment. And that's when we become who we are meant to be. And everyone else who is just completely blind, who simply will not grow or choose to be ignorant and trash everyone else who thinks that we can't do this or thinks that we can do this and just trashes us, all we can do is love them unconditionally and tell them to kiss our ass. That's just how I feel about it at this point. You know, I love you unconditionally, but you can kiss my ass. And let's just move on. Just move on. That's all you can do. You know, it's all you can do. We have somewhere to go. Humanity has a destiny. So let's just get there and let the stragglers do whatever. Let them wallow in their own ignorance. You know, they have their own decisions to make. I think a majority of them will eventually figure it out. But there will be a percentage that don't. You know, they will probably fall away. The good news is that all the broken pieces eventually find their way home. So we will see them again somewhere, sometime. So that's all good. As far as I see it, it's all good. But, you know, we're here. We're on the mission. We're doing the mission. 3rd to 4th to 5th. With Earth, with Terra, our planet. And as Knights of Terra, this is our responsibility. This is our mission to guide and protect her on this journey. That's what Knights do. It's what they've always done when they weren't idiots. And there have been a few, but most of them haven't been. They were fully committed to protecting the people. And even though we're not living in those same kind of times, being a guardian, being of service to humanity is still one of the highest callings ever, if not the highest calling. So Knights, this is what we do. This is what it's about. This is what's going to happen. Because it is happening. And the universe is lining up all these components to make it happen. Frequency shifts, earth changes, dimensional shifts, an awakening of awareness, of consciousness. It's all there. It's all lining up. Was it NASA just announced that there is a frequency that they've detected that's everywhere in the universe now? everywhere. From in every galaxy, it's now the same frequency. Told you. I told you. This back in 1995, this is what's happening. Okay, now they're talking about it. Now they're openly beginning to talk about it. They have no idea where it's come because it's everywhere. They will eventually narrow it into black holes and probably central suns. So, and where's that energy come from? Another dimension. That's where it's coming from. So, pull your boots on, wear your hiking clothes, because it's a journey. It's going to be a journey, and things are moving really fast, folks. They really are. Holy cow. I mean, you can't look to the right without missing something on the left. That's how fast things are moving.
Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you found it insightful, please like the video, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon so you don't miss out on future updates. If you have any questions relating to today's video, please also leave them below. We read all the comments and take on board what our viewers have to say about Alex Collier's work. Remember, your support helps Alex Collier's knowledge and the messages from the Andromedans reach more people. If you'd like to support the channel even more, you can give us a super thanks tip by clicking the heart icon with a $sign. It really helps our team bring you more content. Also, be sure to visit alexcollier.org to sign up for our regular email newsletter. It's the best way to stay updated with the latest news, exclusive content, and upcoming live webinars. For the latest insights from Alex Collier, check out alexcollier.live. And if you want to explore over 250 past webinars, head over to alexcollier.tv. Thank you for being a part of this journey and supporting Alex Collier's work. We couldn't do this without you, and we're genuinely grateful for your support. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the vast mysteries of our universe. If you would like to see the Andromedan contactee Alex Collier live via video stream, we hold a live online seminar every Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. For more information on upcoming live webinars, please visit alexcollier.org.